I've been working on the bottom clamshell design, and one of the things that I've had to handle also is this keyboard stopped really working on me normally. It became laggy, and I had this problem on my other computer, so I swapped it to this computer, and it worked fine for a while, but then it just started doing it, and I couldn't figure out how to stop it. I reset it, I reflashed the firmware, I did all kinds of things, and it just decided it's no longer happy. I don't know what's up. But I got the NuFi Air 75, and so far this thing's working pretty well. What's nice about this is it runs 2.4 gigahertz in addition to Bluetooth or USB. So you can choose between 3 USB or 3 wireless or 1 2.4 gigahertz. And it has a couple nice little backlights off to the side here that show off information, status, battery status, etc. Pretty nice keyboard, aluminum case, at least partially aluminum. I'm not sure if this whole thing's aluminum. Really well built. Love the brown switches inside this. They are much nicer than the clicky K3 ones. Another minor update, the hinge over here broke while using it, and I had to swap it out, and I used some 4941 VHB tape on the hinge. This stuff is permanent, right? It's very strong. It's strong as steel, they like to say. This is and prepped with alcohol. Even though it is PLA, it does seem to work very well. I've also been using this for the last couple of days on the couch and just getting a feel for how it works. And overall, I'm pretty happy with the setup. The mouse, keyboard, and Bluetooth work well connected via the cables. The camera is the most problematic aspect of this. This mount is just really not meant for a laptop. It's meant for a desktop. And the expectation is you're not going to move this computer. And so this is going to fall off all the time. It's a real pain in the ass. So I will be taking it off of this mount and replacing it with a better one, hopefully here soon. But right now, focus on the clamshell, the bottom clamshell. Okay, now it's time to attach these and see how well that goes. Yeah, like that. And I gotta do some filing to fit that in there. And about 5.67, 6.8, depending. How do I do this being left-handed? I swear, do they sell left-handed calipers? Because I fucking need them. 6.3. We also have this little divot on the end to account for. I can either shave that off or I can print it into the design. I'm gonna try to do this latter, see how that works out. And we'll move on to revision 2. Get out of here. Ooh, not bad. All right, oof. Watch out, I don't want to break it. Yeah, that's pretty much exactly what I wanted to see. My holes don't match up. That's not good. Nope, does not line up at all. So what did I learn with revision 2? Got this bit here definitely helps. Shaving it down was good, but we still got, oops, wrong way. Still got a lot ways to go. The screw holes don't match up. This doesn't match up onto the plate either. We'll try revision 3. Now we have a test print for the speaker system, and the answer is, does it fit? It is a little on the tight side. Unfortunately, looks like it might be a little too thin on this direction. Definitely feels good on the curve. Yeah, just needs to be a little bit longer, it seems. $167. $165.5. Yeah, definitely did not measure that correctly. I think I measured that correctly. I should have ability to easily get in there and flip these buttons if necessary. I might put a little bit more space there. After a day or so of printing, a good amount of waiting, I have what is essentially a 1.0 of the bottom clamshell connected to the top clamshell. There's a lot of problems here, some of which will be fixed with 2.0. But this is essentially made out of a number of parts, all 3D printed and connected together. Some of them not really connected yet, but will be in the future. And basically underneath it is a piece of 50 mil or 50 thou aluminum sheeting. The bottom bit is really just attached with 2 screws right now, but the intent here is to get a better fitting sheet that will fit into the bottom. This will likely be covered up by feet. Similarly on the front as well. So the upper part of the bottom is made out of a shell of 2 different pieces. This is the top and this is the bottom. And then there is a kind of pocket, a groove where the aluminum sheeting goes in underneath. I actually like the aluminum on the bottom being visible because it is actually quite cooling. And one of the annoying things I find about laptops is that they're very hot. And so this design is going to allow my legs to be more cool and not require additional cooling, which is something I've always needed, especially here in hot Arizona. Currently, right now, the bottom bit attaches to this via a screw. I will I'll add some sweeps, as I call them, around the edges to create the grooves. If anyone knows the right term for these grooves, let me know. I just call them sweeps because I don't know what I'm doing. And so these things here connect to create the bottom part of the case. So I thought I could take these little magnets here and kind of stick them in these holes and then magnetically hold this speaker in place. I was under the impression that this was magnetic, but I believe actually now this is aluminum. And so this isn't really magnetic like I would have liked it to be, but it is magnetic over here where the speaker is. So I'm thinking about putting a magnet to hold it on there in place, and so it will not move around and hit the monitor or any other kinds of damage that could occur. It's not really a very strong hold, unfortunately. I may have to create some other kind of retention mechanism, maybe put a gasket around here to hold it in place, and some, maybe some kind of compliant mechanism or TPU filament around the edges. We'll see. One of the most problematic issues of this build is I do somewhat like this camera design here, this Logitech Brio 4K. It's got pretty damn good quality, and the mount is so prone to falling off. It drives me crazy, and so I've been working on creating my own mount, and so here's prototype number 1, which required a little bit of filing down due to some bad print problems. And the other aspect of this build that I tried, you can see this O-ring sticking out. I tried to create a friction hinge using this O-ring to keep it in the correct position. It didn't really do what I wanted. So I'm going to switch over to that kind of like indexed knurled surface hinge. I don't know what it's called. If you know what that's called, let me know, because it's really hard to Google for that, and I have no idea how to model that yet. I'm still working on that. Well, that was a lot of 3D printing, but I feel pretty happy with this version 1.0, and I'm excited to keep moving on to the next version here. Thanks for watching.